can do sort of caught our eye, and they both come from the Czech Republic. Thomas Souček, I think, is an excellent buy. But
looks like an old school defender who would down the line as well. But no, I've been very, very impressed with Kufal.
Interestingly enough, before we move on to Fulham, because there's plenty to talk about with the Fulham side, do you think they're happy hammers at the moment instead of unhappy like they went into the season regarding the sort of Grady Diangana sort of situation? Are they happy hammers now?
I think they are. If you look at the performances, obviously, like I said, they lost to Liverpool, but they give a good account of themselves. So I think the Hammers are delighted with what's going on at the minute.
Now, Fulham, Scott Parker, it's a difficult managerial role to take on. I know he'd had a good spell as interim and he's taken them up from the Championship into the Premier League, but it's a difficult role. He's only 40 years of age, which is a mere boy when it comes to the world of management. How will he be enjoying his time at tutelage and his studying of the ship of Fulham?
Well, I think he would have seen what happened the last time Fulham were in the Premier League, and he obviously doesn't want to make that mistake. He's trusted the players that from last season, the back line, but he's completely changed it. He's not gonna stand around and see them leak goals. He's gone in and done something about it, and at the back where you've got to be strong, they're actually looking okay at the back now for them.
They are indeed, though let's hope there is some goals this evening. It should be a very, very interesting game. Fulham got to arrest 12 London derby losses, whilst West Ham have got a terrific record against the Cottagers. But for now, I've only got to turn around and say that the action is lying ahead of us, and it's going to be Rufus Brevitt and myself, more coming from the pair of us as we go through the first 45 minutes here at London Road. We'll also have a little look about what's happened in the Premier League this afternoon. So today, it's been FA Cup first round day, which has kept me enthralled as well. But for now, you're listening to Premier League Live.
This November, watch the big games every weekend with Sky Sports and Sports Extra half price. This week, it's Man City Liverpool, live only on Sky Sports.
Splendid, succinct Liverpool.
In one of the biggest games in the Premier League calendar.
Manchester City are being merciless.
Get Sky Sports, BT Sport and Premier Sports half price for 6 months. Search Sky Sports Sale. New sports customers only. Standard pricing applies after 6 months or if cancelling one element of the bundle. Minimum term and further terms apply.
Let's talk about you looking after your business. Ford, looking after your vehicle. Let's talk hassle-free Ford leasing. Just a fixed monthly payment, no motor tax to deal with, and no maintenance or servicing to pay on selected plans. Get the Ford Ranger Wildtrak from 404 free Ford lease. Now we're talking. Search Ford Lease or text Ford to 50015 to speak to us about leasing your next vehicle.
Text cost a standard rate. Price quoted is for a Ranger Wildtrak with no maintenance over 4 years with a €1,750 deposit. 15,000 kilometres per annum. Business users only. Price excludes VAT. Ford Lease is provided by Marion Fleet Management. Trading as Ford Lease.
Upgrade your home viewing experience at Curry's PC World. See every tackle, shot and goal in crystal clear definition with our huge range of the latest to market large screen TVs with massive savings. Like save up to €130 on Samsung 4K TVs from only $459. And get your TV for half price. 1 in 20 win half their money back. Buy any LG OLED TV to enter with prices from just $1,249. Shop the full range online at currys.ie.
This is not the time for business as usual. It's time for effort and imagination. It's time to use technology to start your online plans. It's time to work from home, to stay in touch. It's time to look to each other. Erscá Céile. Ireland is working online with help from Black Knight and .ie, because now we need better than business as usual. Call Black Knight on 059 918 3027 or visit blackknight.ie.
123ink.ie for all your home office needs, including printers, ink, toners, paper, label markers, binders, pens, pins, batteries, boxes, chalk, compass, files, memory sticks, highlighters, glue, notepads, Whoa! And we're cheaper than your current supplier. 123ink.ie for home, for office, for less.
Introducing Guardson Sport. Protect your sporting equipment from COVID-19 for up to 14 days with Guardson Sport Disinfectant Treatment. Ideal in team sports settings with the sharing of balls, rackets, gloves, helmets, and all other sporting equipment. Guardson Sport kills COVID-19 on impact, keeping surfaces free from COVID-19 and other viruses and bacteria for up to 14 days by creating a protective polymer layer on application. For more information on Guardson Sport and other quality assured, certified and approved PPE, visit yourcovidprotection.com.
15 16 goals in the Premier League today, 15 with one game to go. Let's hope there's more. Let's make it around 20. That'll be nice with a 5-goal thriller to end the day. But it started at Goodison Park, and John Anderson was there to see how Everton and Manchester United went on.
Everton 1, Manchester United 3. A massive win will spark relief for under pressure Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as United end a dreadful week on a high and consign Everton to a third successive defeat. It didn't look that way on 20 minutes when Bernard fired the home side ahead from the edge of the box. But United's response was swift and decisive. Bruno Fernandes' bullet header quickly levelled, and the Portuguese midfielder then saw a cross elude Marcus Rashford and go straight in off the post for a half-time lead. Abdoulaye Doucouré missed two good late chances to earn Everton a point and was punished as United countered, allowing Edinson Cavani to get his first Premier League goal and give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a huge smile as he battles on, fortified by this crucial win. Everton 1, Manchester United 3.
Rufus Brevitt alongside me, the former West Ham and Fulham fullback. Well, what can we say about Manchester United at the moment, Rufus? They are consistent at being inconsistent.
Yeah, that's right. You know, if you look at Manchester United back in the day, you knew what you was going to get from them. At the minute, you just do not know what you're going to get from this Manchester United team. You know, and it was a massive result for them today.
Only last week I was saying Carlo Ancelotti and Everton haven't lost back-to-back games in 4 years, I think it was, for Ancelotti. It's now 3 on the spin. The great start is somewhat sort of unravelling at the moment.
Yeah, that's right. They started really well. You know, they've had the last 3 you say that they've got beat now, so you know they'll have to all get together and start winning games again.
On we went to the first game of the afternoon. Crystal Palace took on Leeds United at Sellers Park, and Russell Hargreaves was there for us.
The 4th Premier League win of the season sends Palace to the dizzy heights of 6th, and Roy Hodgson's men largely very good value for this thumping win at Selhurst Park. Leeds stay 14th. That's back-to-back 4-1 defeats for them, and Marcelo Bielsa's men looking worryingly tired as well. Luck not on their side either. Patrick Bamford thought he'd made it 1-1 against the team he was previously on loan at, but Bamford's goal disallowed. A lovely flighted finish for an outstretched arm that was offside, set up by Matthias Klick. He was furious. And certainly that was a very frustrating moment in the game. At least he did score from the same assistee a few minutes later. That, though, the only joy that Leeds really mustered in South London. In terms of Palace's goals, captain Scott Dann got his first of the season with a powerful header on 12 minutes, set up by Eberici Eze. Eze's first in Palace colours was a brilliant free kick into the corner on 22. The youngster scored 14 goals for QPR last season. It's his first in the top tier for the Eagles. Looks like an excellent signing. Van Aanholt bursting down the left, his cross put through his own net by Helder Costa, who was sacrificed at half-time to make it 3. And back from coronavirus, Jordan Ayew getting the 4th with 20 minutes to go, assisted finally by Wilfred Zaha. Full-time score, Crystal Palace 4, Leeds United 1.
Russell Hargreaves there, and I want to know, get on the Twitter sphere at TalkSport Live, let me know that the last person on TalkSport said Crystal Palace 4. It seems, Rufus, they haven't scored 4 goals in a game for many a year.
Well, if you look at Roy Hodgson's teams, they're very tight defensively, and scoring the odd goal here and there. But they've scored 4 goals today, and they're enjoying life at the minute. Crystal Palace.
Southampton top, Palace in 6. The table's got to settle down, surely.
It's incredible. I mean, if you look at the table, like you said, Southampton. And they're up there on merit as well, because they've done really well, Southampton. They've started the season very well and deservedly on top.
And luckily for us, the only goalless game in the Premier League this weekend was the first one. Brighton, who had 19 shots, couldn't score, and Burnley, who had 1 shot and couldn't score either. So that's out the way. Yeah. Let's go on to the next game, which produced another 5 goals. This time it was watched for us here, Chelsea versus Sheffield United by Tom Rennie.
Chelsea up to 3rd in the Premier League table after an impressive victory against Sheffield United, though they had to come from behind to get all 3 points. David McGoldrick gave the Blades the lead in the 9th minute with a beautiful flick from close range, but from that point it was all about the impressive Chelsea and the brilliant Hakim Ziyech. Tammy Abraham scored the first goal in the 23rd minute before Ziyech set up Chilwell to make it 2-1 before half-time. In the second half, the Blues Blues were in cruise control, but Ziyech again came to the fore when he slipped one in to Thiago Silva, who made it 3-1 in the 77th minute. Timo Werner then made it 4 in the 80th, just moments after missing a sitter himself. Really, really impressive performance from Chelsea. They go third behind Liverpool and Southampton as things stand. For Sheffield United, they have equalled their worst ever start to a league season in their history. Just 1 point from their opening 8 league matches. Much to ponder for Chris Wilder, also on his worst run of results as a manager as we go into 2 weeks of international break. They are bottom with just 1 point from 8 games played.
Tom Rennie there, and Rufus, I'm going to ask you this question in conjunction a wee bit with Fulham, that I'm a firm believer that, you know, the die can be cast on a season quite early when your poor home form comes together and hard games losing. How hard will it be for all involved with Fulham, and indeed Sheffield United in that same thing, to keep their spirits high?
And that's the thing, it's down to the manager to keep the spirits high and to keep the confidence going. But obviously when you're losing week in, week out, it's very, very difficult. The old confidence goes, your belief goes as well. They've got to start winning games. Obviously Sheffield United were fantastic when they came up last season, absolutely fantastic, and now they just can't buy a win.
It's funny, I said about Sheffield United, just to go back to them, that I wanted to see how they came back from the sort of disjointed end of last season, because sides were caught a little bit aback by the way they played their football in their first season. They played a different style. People didn't know about the way they played, and I wondered if they would be sort of somewhat found out, and to a degree they have. And there's the old failings of not really having a clinical goal scorer seems to be cropping up for them time and time again. They're not getting full value for the amount of time they get in front of goal.
No, that's right, and they've tried to address that with spending a lot of money on Ryan Brewster, but he's not proven in the Premier League. We know that he can score goals in the Championship. He's not proven in the Premier League, but they're not in that market where they can spend millions and millions on a proven striker. They've got to get someone in like Bruce and hope that he kicks on for them.
You've read my notes, haven't you? Because one of the questions I've got down here is about Alexander Mitrovic. Is he a real Premier League striker, or borderline Championship Premier League striker like the Ayus, the Gales, and indeed the Ryan Brewsters? You're either right at the top or you just sort of bounce from division to division.
I think it's with Mitrovic. I think if you give him service, he'll score goals and he'll bully centre half. So I do like the way he plays, and if they've got obviously Lookman, who's very good in the final third, if he can put delivery in the box, I think he'll score you goals.
Yeah, Ademola Lookman started at Charlton, went to Everton, didn't quite work out. Off he went to Leipzig, now back on loan. But he's a real box of tricks, isn't he? He's got that ability. He wants to run at players. He will put the back three of West Ham more up against, just looking across at Balbuena. That could be an interesting one, because that's a little bit of aged legs against young, fresh legs, isn't it?
He's, every time he gets the ball, Lookman, he wants to try and make things happen in the final third, and he'll drive at you. And I've been very, very impressed with Lookman. Very impressed.
Yeah, sorry for Fabian Balbuena. He's all of 29, although his legs are a lot older than Mr. Lookman's legs. Join us here at Twitter at TalkSport Live, at Selfie86, at Rufus Brevet 3 if you want to get proper answers to good questions. Go to Rufus if you just want me to say what I see. I will do that. But in the meantime, this game is. How big and how hard is this game for Scott Parker? His side, sorry.
Yeah, it's a big game. Obviously, they're coming off the back of a fantastic win and a good performance against West Brom, so they'll want to back it up with another good performance here today. And what you've got with Fulham now, they're defending properly, and you've always got a chance if you defend properly. It's a big game for them.
It is indeed. Let's hear from the two managers, David Moyes and Scott Parker.
We've had I think every game in the Premier League's got its level of difficulty. We need to try and go into the games we've got coming up positive. Continue to play as well as we've done and score the goals we have. I think for me the big thing is it's the goals we've tried to score and look like scoring, I should say. And if we can continue to keep brushing up on the defensive side of it, hopefully we'll pick up some points.
We're going to every game this year the way I want us to play, the way the team want to play. We're going to every game wanting to try and win it. And of course, you know, that's not going to always be the case, but come Saturday night it will be no different. A tough game against a very, very good opposition who have done very, very well of late. So a tough game, but one which, like you say, going into an international break, we could do with trying to get something out of it.
We're trying to get consistency, whether it be teams at the top or teams who might be considered near at the bottom. But obviously, you know, it's more to do with, you know, your tactical thoughts on the games might change slightly, but overall I hope I'm no different. I think I would try to motivate in the same way every week.
I'll take plenty of positives out of our West Brom game in terms of our intensity and you know, our attacking threat, and also the all-round game in terms of defensively as well. I thought we was very acute and very solid, but I took a lot of positives out of the previous games, and of course we've not won them, and I understand that, but there's been a lot of positives. So yeah, hopefully we can take Monday night's game and obviously move it on again on Saturday and keep improving as a team and as a club, and then see where that takes us.
Scott Parker and David Moyes, Rufus Brevitt alongside you play for both of these sides. Scott Parker has taken a bit of a lambasting. I've got a few Fulham fans who are friends. Certainly in the Championship, he said a lot of people said he never let them play, he never let them go and play. He was always too cautious. Would you say that's sometimes a little bit of a worry when a manager is perceived to be that way?
I think in the Championship, I didn't really see that in the Championship. I thought he let them play. I thought they probably overplayed in the Championship, and they've come up to the Premier League now. And you can't just go gun ho when you're in the Premiership, because you're playing against some world class players and world class teams. So, you know, he's got to be a little bit cautious and let the reins off every now and again. But they've got to just feel their way into this Premier League.
Well, they came up with the young manager that's name was Jokanovic, I think it was. Yeah, and they blitzed their way through the Championship. They tried to blitz their way straight into the Premier League, and they obviously took a little bit of a tonking. So agreed, I think there's a degree of what you defend and what you try and win. David Moyes, on the other hand, now will be breathing life into his iron side all the time. He'll be trying desperately now just to keep them on the right foot. They've put in some good. They've given him benchmarks to beat them over the head with, really. I mean, that win at Leicester was quite phenomenal.
Unbelievable. You know, they've gone there and their performance was very, very good. You know, they defensively they look strong, in the attacking third they look strong, the midfield very capable, and he'll be absolutely delighted with what's going on, but they've got to keep it going. You know, they've really got to keep this going.
For Fulham today, Lamina, the guy disappeared at the break with an injury, precautionary, said Scott Parker. Harrison Reed, £8 million from Southampton. Knew very little about him, if I'm honest with you. What do you know about the young man? Had a good game.
Yeah, I like him. He's you know, he can get a tackle in. He's good on the ball. Box midfield player. He's going to be holding, so he'll just be trying to dictate the play in the midfield. But no, I like the look of him. He looks a good player.
He does look a good player. It's a shame that we're looking out on an empty London stadium, although it has been said that this is playing into David Moyes' hand. No sort of up and at them aggro coming from the terraces, you know, that sort of West Ham way. He can play his own way, really, without so many fans inside the ground. 90 minutes of action, and it does look an absolute picture, but it could do with some fans inside there. Whatever you do not go away, because we've had goals galore all afternoon here on Premier League Live, and today we hope to get even more in a London derby. You're listening to Premier League Live.
This November, watch the big games every weekend with Sky Sports and Sports Extra half price. This week it's Man City Liverpool, live only on Sky Sports.
Splendid, succinct Liverpool.
In one of the biggest games in the Premier League calendar.
Manchester City are being merciless.
Get Sky Sports, BT Sport and Premier Sports half price for 6 months. Search Sky Sports Sale. New sports customers only. pricing applies after 6 months or if cancelling one element of the bundle. Minimum term and further terms apply.
Get ready and hold on tight because the Premier League is here! Which teams will stay on track and who'll go off the rail? Get the Irish Sun for top transfer news, exclusive star interviews and opinions from the biggest names in football. Plus expert analysis of every action-packed match in our fantastic goals pull-out each weekend. Stay up to speed because you never know what the Premier League is going to throw up. Pick up the Irish Sun today.
Create the Premier League atmosphere at home with Harvey Norman, the home of the big screen. Feel like you're on the pitch with our stunning range of 4K smart LED and OLED TVs from LG, starting from just $449. Plus, hear every kick, save, tackle, decision with LG's best-in-class soundbars. Get TV ready for all the big games with Harvey Norman. Shop online today or safely in our spacious stores. Harvey Norman, home of the big screen.
Demanding a high performance from your team? You should be demanding the same from your tires. The Irish Tyre Industry Association is urging motorists to stay safe this winter and check the condition of your tyres. You could even be liable for a fine and 2 penalty points if found driving with tyres below the legal tread depth limit of 1.6 millimeters. ITIA expert technicians will carry out a free tyre safety check to ensure your tyres are safe and legal. Visit itia.ie to find your local expert.
As Ireland's homegrown insurer, FPD knows it's empowering when someone has your back. So switch your van insurance to us and get up to 75% no-claim discount. Visit fbd.ie to request a quote. FBD Insurance. Support. It's what we do. Terms, conditions and underwriting criteria apply. 75% no-claims discount is based on proof of 5 years no-claims discount and available to new commercial motor customers only. FBD Insurance Group Limited, trading as FBD Insurance, is regulated by the Central Bank of Ireland. Commercial motor insurance is underwritten by FBD Insurance PLC.
At Paddy Power, we know competition for the remote control can be fierce at the weekends. So, in order to give the non-football loving occupants of your house something to do, here are some of our top suggestions. Go for a walk. Walk the dog. Walk to the shops. Go cycling. Cycle the dog. Recycle the dog. Just go! All very good options, we say. And that's not the only one. Get a completely free €5 bet on Man City v Liverpool this Sunday. Claim yours now. Paddy Power. Online exclusive. New customers must deposit $1 per customer. Opt-in required. T's and C's apply. Plus gamblingcare.ie. Listening to TalkSport's coverage of West Ham United against Fulham here from the London Stadium. I'm your host Andrew Self. Alongside me is a former Fulham and West Ham fullback Rufus Brevitt. This is Premier League Live. Let's run through the two sides for you. West Ham United in goal, Lucas Fabianski. A back three from the right to left of Fabian Balbuena, Angelo Ogbonna and Aaron Cresswell. Then they have a midfield quartet on the right of Vladimir Kufal, Declan Rice and Thomas Souček in the engine room, and over on the left is Artem Masuaku. Up front, the three is Jared Bowen and Pablo Fornals flanking Sebastian Aller. In goal for Fulham, Alphonse Areola. A back four from left to right of Anthony Robinson, Joachim Anderson, Tosin Adarabi Oyo and Ola Aina. The midfield trio, I would say, is Tom Kearney, the captain, Andre Anguissa and Harrison Reed in for the injured Mario Lemina. Up front, Adamola Lukman and Bobby Cordova-Reid, who scored in the week, either side of Alexander Mitrovic. The other side on the park today, Rob Jones is refereeing his second Premier League game. His Premier League debut was taking charge of Brighton versus Sheffield United. Last time he actually was in charge of West Ham, they lost at a wonderful side that played in yellow and blue called Oxford United. Have a guess where my colours are nailed. That's all I'm going to say. He's assisted by Darren Cannon. Scholes. VAR is Andre Mariner, and the fourth official is Martin Atkinson. Rufus Brevitt. Yeah, I'm going to give you a chance now, just based on this, not on your time and your love and affection for the Cottagers or the Irons, but who would you rather be managing in this game?
That's a question off. I think if you look at the way that West Ham
isn't that sort of somewhat some West Ham up, that they've got a lot of talent in there but it hasn't quite happened?
Yeah. Well, if you look at West Ham, that's them. They've always got good players. It's getting them to gel and getting them to play as a team and play as a unit, and it's looking like they're doing that at the minute, and it's great to see.
It is, of course, Remembrance Sunday, and everybody will now take a minute's silence.
With Remembrance Sunday tomorrow,
ready for us, so we too will fall silent.
These words commemorate our gratitude to men and women.
Sides go into a huddle on the edge of the centre circles on their respective side.
They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them.
Wonderfully, impeccably played and respected Remembrance Day. And there, my father's 95. He fought in the Second World War and took him home from hospital this week, and he's in fine fettle, which is great to news. But it's all about football now. We've had 15 games, Rufus. We need at least a 3-2 thriller here.
Like I said earlier, I think there will be goals in this game. Well, I'm hoping there is anyway.
I'm really hoping there is too, because this is top of the bill. You know, the last one on the bill. This is the one that's going to make it. It's a London derby, and it's a game that will hopefully set the pulses racing. I'm joined by the former West Ham and Fulham fullback, Rufus Brevitt, and we are ready to go. We're sat just above the camera gantry here, so if you have any mind's eye pictures in there, you can have West Ham United in their claret shirts with blue sleeves, white shorts and white socks. They will be playing from left to right as I face the pitch. Black socks, black shorts and black and white shirts. For Fulham, they'll be playing the opposite way, and it looks like Fulham are going to kick off. Bobby Cordova-Reid takes it and rolls it straight the way back, and it's laid long straight away up towards Mitrovic. Easy header for Souček up to the halfway line, and Gisa gets a header on it on this near side. Lookman gets it down straight away and tries to run at Balbuena, slips the ball in, goes into the penalty area of West Ham United, where Cresswell turns it back to a slightly hesitant Fabianski, but he plays it out quite nicely to Masuaku. Back to the D on the edge of the 18-yard box to Ogbonna, and now played by Balbuena down this near side. A little give and go. They're settling down. Always interesting how some people refer. You know, they sometimes say about glasses being half full or half empty. I prefer to give the benefit of the doubt to a side to say that they've got a back three, West Ham, where many would say it's a back five.
Yeah, well, it just depends what the wing backs do, whether they're defensive or flying forward. Now, the two West Ham fullbacks do like to get forward.
They do like to get forward indeed. Anyway, Masuaku to Cresswell, back into his own half from over the halfway line to Ogbonna, who looks to his right and plays it sweetly out to Fabian Balbuena. Further out now to Vladimir Kufal, who tries to clip it down the line looking for Jarrod Bowen. Declan Rice has to clear the clearance, and Tom Kearney gets it down midway inside his own half. Back he goes to Adarabi Oyo, who squares it to Anderson. Back to should we call him Tosin tonight?
I think we might have to.
It's quite a, I think somebody added a little bit on the back end of that name just to make it hard for us commentators, you know. I struggle with Declan Rice, so I'm going to struggle with all the others. And it goes there as it's played forward by Fornals, but loosely. And it's cut out on this near side by Fulham. Playing nicely, but then give the ball away inside the centre circle on West Ham side, where Declan Rice spreads it out to Artem Masuaku. He chases on, drives forward, got Cordova-Reid with him. Going level with the Fulham penalty area now, for just taking it back some 20 yards to Cresswell. Further back towards the halfway line to Rice, who squares it out to the right-sided of the back three, Fabian Balbuena. Down the line to Vladimir Kufal, but Fulham with not a high press, but a good press, forcing West Ham back into their own half, and that's what Fulham have got to do, haven't they? They've got to make it hard for the opposition.
Yeah, that's right. West Ham are moving the ball, good possession. The minute they cross the halfway line, then Fulham are looking to close them down.
Ale there gives away a free kick, just bumping into the back of Joachim Anderson. Didn't look too much in it, in fairness. I think it just happened to be that he got the right side of the centre half, who was somewhat off balance, but it's currently with Adarabioyo. I say it fast.
That was very impressive.
That was very good. Saying it fast and with authority, that's what they say. Played forward now. Kearney tries to head it on. He fell back towards the halfway line to Bowen. Bowen's touch is a little strong there. And on this near side, Harrison Reid has lost out. Breaking forward, Bowen now finds the run on this near side of Fornals. Fornals into the penalty area. Rolls it right across the 6-yard box. Masuaku at the back. What a save that is. I'm not sure if that's a bit of body. Comes back in from Cresswell. What a good save this time by Areola, who punches it away for the first corner. But Fulham find themselves undone very quickly there, Rufus.
It was good play from Fornals on this right-hand side. Drove into the box, played a ball across the face of the goal. And I don't know who it was that had the first shot. I think, was it Haller that had the first shot? And I think it hit a defender. And then it came back out.
It's Masuaku.
No, it's Masuaku. And I think it was a good save from the goalkeeper. Comes out to Cresswell and he's 25 yards out. Takes it on his chest, hits it on the volley, and another good save from the Fulham goalkeeper.
Well, it's the first corner of the match coming inside the first 4 minutes here. West Ham attacking the goal away to my right-hand side. Delivered here by the left boot Cresswell. Header comes in and it goes over the top of the bar from Balbuena. Headed it on the way down, timing a little right, but a very, very good opening from the West Ham United side.
Well, it's a lively start from West Ham. They've seen a lot of the ball, and as we've seen there with Fornals driving at the Fulham back line, and just couldn't quite pick someone out with his cross. And again there with the corner, got played into the near post, and it was Balbuena who had a running jump, but just couldn't direct his header on goal. It's a good start from West Ham.
Good start, but also equally for Fulham, they've repelled the Irons as they've come forward. Long ball out by Areola. Mitrovic loses out. Cresswell gives the ball away, and on the far side, Olna Aina was the one that blocked that ball, plays it forward, but it's easy for Cresswell to roll it back to Fabianski, who's wearing if you're interested in this and you write notes down as we speak, Fabianski's in just a sort of orangey yellow kit, all yellow kit today. It's a little flash of orange across the shoulders as well. That's just very clear.
That makes those verbal indications. On the far side there, Declan Rice goes forward with the football. Down the lines out Artem Masuaku. Drives forward now, midway inside. He's got a bit of pace up, running there towards Aina. Aina forward all weekend, playing for him, blocked. And it's going to be a second corner to West Ham. Good positive run there by Masuaku. Quality is driving forward again down the left-hand side.
Back did well to stay with him, and just as what fullbacks do or meant to do, and stop the ball getting in the box. It was a good block, and it's another corner for West Ham.
It's going to come in as Areola looks out of his goal away to my right, out to his right-hand side, furthest corner away. Cresswell holds up his right arm. Use his sweet left foot just to take this out towards the penalty spot.
So a big attack coming in, lifted high.
Mitrovic is the man that heads it away, comes out on the volley.
Deflection! 24 yards deflected off the back, and Alphonse Areola has turned it over the crossbar. What a superb strike, and what an excellent save!
Well, the minute Bowen is about 25 yards out, the minute he's hit it, I think he thought it was in. It took a deflection.
It's Mitrovic.
It was off the top of his head, and it was a fantastic save from the goalkeeper. It really was.
Really was. Corner again, corner number 3, and Cresswell again will set this ball up in the quadrant on the far side. Areola looks out of his goal away to his right-hand side into the 7th minute. West Ham piling on the pressure here. Curled away from goal again. Up go the heads. That's off the crossbar this time. Sebastian Haller climbed high missed and headed the ball against the top of the crossbar. That could have been 1-0. Fulham are really hanging on by fingernails in his opening minutes.
Yeah, they are. It was an outswinger again from Creswell, and Haller gets in between two Fulham defenders and hits it. Well, he's in between Mitrovic as well, and he just couldn't direct his header down under the bar, hits the top of the bar and goes out for a goal kick. But they're knocking on the door, West Ham.
Knocking on it? I think they've got the jemmy in there. They're trying to force it open. Anyway, let's see what Fulham can do in riposte. It's Carey out on this near side to Anthony Robinson. Cross into the West Ham box. Ball's nicely for Mitrovic. Surely arm across his face, but he's done well there. Lukman's brought down right on the edge of the box by Declan Rice. 20 yards out from Fabianski's goal away to my left-hand side, and all of a sudden, set piece time. I think this is a bit close for up and down. Maybe a bit of Peter Lorimer power. If you can't remember Peter Lorimer, you're missing out on a treat.
Yeah, again, it was Lukman. Just got ahead of Rice. His trailing foot brought him down, and it's an opportunity here for Fulham.
It is. It's just 20 yards. I always think this is a little bit hard to get up and down. It's our favourite. Mr. Mitrovic is standing over the football. Now he's managed to deflect one towards his own goal, which has been turned over the bar. Is he going to rattle this one in? I reckon he will do. That really will put the cat amongst the pigeons. Mitrovic, Fabianski just to the right of centre. Mitrovic gets it up and into the face of Souček, who heads the ball away. Picked up on the far side now by Aina. Curls it back in. Mitrovic to target. Gets there again. Headed away by Haller inside his own 18-yard box. Bornell's back to Creswell. Creswell to Masuaku. And West Ham United, a little bit of triangle football trying to play their way. But a slip by Declan Rice allows Tom Kearney to bring the ball down 24 yards from the goal of West Ham. Reed into the feet of Lukman. He's got a chance to run towards the edge of the box. Plays it out here for Robinson to cross in. Great ball in. Flicked header away by Creswell. Edge of the box. It's brought down by Andre Anguissa. Gets it to Bobby Cordova-Reid. This is a rather open game. Maybe too open for the two managers, Rufus.
Well, it is an open game. It's end-to-end at the minute. And here come West Ham, a wasteful ball forward there. But no, it's both teams looking to attack.
Nice to have William Ricker on, saying it's hard for both teams to lose this game. It'll be 0-0 or 3-3. I fancy the latter.
We'll be happy with a 3-3.
We'll be happy with a 3-3.
Definitely.
And you would be very happy with a 3-3.
I'd be delighted with that.
There we go. Moving on, it's Fulham on the halfway line. Down the line to Aina. Aina will go back into his own half, and he'll pick out Joachim Andersen. Square to Tosin. And don't. I had to have a double look. Bowen's intercepted. Now finds Fornals. Fornals out to Kufal. Kufal curls a nice ball in. Who's going to attack it? It is Haller that gets there first. Easy for Areola this time to get it. Sort of caught him on the cheekbone more than the forehead. And a good ball out from Areola to Lukman. Lukman now taken on Balbuena into the feet of Kearney. He's got nothing either side. He's going to have to pull the trigger himself, but he's held up by Declan Rice 24 yards from the West Ham goal. Anguissa fancies a shot. He's hit more of a cross really from that distance. He's sort of kept on going upwards, and more of one of my shots, I think, than yours, Rufus.
Well, it came to him, and he's looking. He had options either side, but he just decided to go for the shot. Got under the ball, and it flew over the bar.
Adarabi Oyo. That's it. I'm going to mention his name throughout the whole game. Tosin Adarabi Oyo. All right, that's all I'm going to say.
You just show it off now.
I am now. I've got it in big letters in front of me now. Declan Rice on the football, up to the halfway line.